Allen, Pokeverse producer, Jason Paige, Pokemon original singer, yeah! Pokeverse. You guys can't give me a microphone.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going. Well, all right. We're beginning the press conference, and I'm going to turn it over to our lovely host, Marika Zeller.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon for coming. Of course, Pokemon. Can I just stand up so I can see the beautiful people? So when my son Kurt brought to me the idea, I know you're going to be asking me this question: why did I agree to host the Pokeverse with him? Of course, we were thankful that our good friends Veronica and Jason agreed to come and be our guests for the Pokeverse Pokemon Universe Expo happening on May 31 to June 2 at the Megatrade Hall of SM Megamall. So anyways, when he presented to me, he said, "Mommy, do you realize that the 12 animal signs, the Chinese astrology, each of those animal signs are already represented in the 1,000 Pokemon energies. And to start with, the year of the mouse, or the rat, is actually the famous Pikachu. So anyway, that's how it started. And then he presented all these beautiful things, and he brought up a very old photo of himself, along with his siblings when he was like 6 years old, with a Pokemon box. And he said, "You even started gifting this to us when we were younger." So I really believe that Pokemon has played a very nostalgic memories into the hearts and minds of my children, and of course to the rest of the fans here in the Philippines and abroad. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome, and I'd like to present to you my son, Kurt Allen, the producer of the show.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And yeah, it's a dream come true to really make this happen. And for all the fans out there, not just really in the Philippines, because there are people from other countries, watching this event and hoping that maybe we can do something for other countries too. But we'll see. And thank you so much for the media. And again, thank you to Veronica and Jason for flying all the way here for the very first time. And of course, you have a lot of questions, so we invite everybody to the Pokeverse Season 1, Choose Your Journey. The theme is towards that, because everybody has a story, everybody has their own journey towards Pokemon. And on top of that also, we are going to be showcasing a lot of different activities. We have a game-themed inspired map, different merch, as you can see here, Pokeverse inspired caps. I think this one is there's 151 first edition red caps, a 250 with a base piece set, and just 25 of these yellow inspired special edition sets that will be showcasing for the event as prizes for the winners, the competitors, and stuff like that. So we tried our best to capture the essence of the Pokemon community, and maybe to also, for those who have not touched base with Pokemon for a while, it's a way for them to come back, because I think one of the only things, or one of the only brands that actually takes us back to that one moment where, I remember this when I came from school, or when I had this card, it was gone or stolen or thrown away by our moms. So,
Guilty.
so everybody has the same story, and then now it's a full circle. 2 years from now will be the 30th anniversary for Pokemon as well. So we hope that we can do something yearly and beyond. So, thank you everybody for coming here today. We invite you to Pokeverse starting tomorrow, first day, May 31 to June 2, SM Megamall Megatrade Hall. So catch your tickets at pokeverse.ph. And yeah, if you have any more questions, please direct it to all of us here.
Yes, okay. So thank you everyone. There is a mic. Please, state your name and your publication. Anyone who has a question?
I had absolutely no idea. I was cast in 1998 based on watching just the tiniest clip from some episode of Pokemon, and I imagine that my voice was the closest to match Rika Matsumoto, who was the original actress in Japan. And I don't think anyone knew at that time that this could take off to take us over 25 years later. It's an honor, and an honor to be here with all of you. My gosh.
Yes, thank you all for coming out. This is really, really exciting for us. At the time, I was doing a whole bunch of sessions, as you can see from my shirt. These are some of the other things. And 1995 to 1998, which is when I sang the Pokemon theme song, I had written and sang Lego Mania, Lego Mania. So I knew that my voice lending to a product could assist it to become a major, major brand, although Lego has been around for a long time. So every time I go in to do a session, I am trying to hit it out of the park. I'm trying to do my very best, like no one ever was, and give it my all. So although we could never have imagined how much the Pokemon ecosystem has grown, we can still commit ourselves wholeheartedly and think that things can grow this big. And I think that that's one of the reasons that it's become so great, because people have invested themselves so wholeheartedly in this whole ecosystem. But you can never know the future. You can just give it your all in each moment, which is what's happening right now with all these people that are here, giving their love and their hearts. So thank you all for coming out and being here.
Next.
There we go, over there.
Hello, this question is for Jason.
What's your name? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Aaron from Business Mirror.
Yes, Aaron.
Okay, how does it feel to know that Pokemon theme song has become such a significant part of many people's childhoods?
Well, I have profound gratitude for all of the love that comes back to us through the Pokemon ecosystem. Up until 2016, I had received almost no requests and no praise or anything relative to fans knowing about me. They had to grow up and become adults interested in who sang the song. And I remember walking into a Blockbuster video and videotapes back in the day at Blockbuster, and there was a Pikachu, Charmander, and a Squirtle room greeter. When you walked by, it went, "Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon!" And I was like, wait, I'm in this toy, but it didn't say Jason Paige on the back of the toy. It was just in the imagination of the Pokemon fan. And they needed to grow up and become an adult before they could have any interest in who sang that song, the song of my childhood. And so I'm just getting started in letting people know and people finding out that it's me that sang that song of their childhood. And thank you all for making that happen, because without you guys telling people, many people wouldn't know. It's not something that's easily seen, unless you have the To Be a Master CD, which you can pull that out, and then in a text that's about as small as that, you can see my name on the inside, if you even have a CD at this point. So, but besides that, and you guys doing it, nobody would know. So thank you, thank you.
Aren't the lyrics, though, to that theme song the most positive thing you've ever heard? And anytime any of us start listening, you just want to jump out of your chair and do something. So I think that, isn't it lucky that it was written so well as well?
Yeah, it was. I believe it was crafted to tell the journey of Ash and what he wants. I mean, it's obviously crafted
Yeah,
that
but it
way.
just talks about friendship and love and the pictures that go along with it. It makes me tear up every time I watch it.
It's all the good things
Yeah.
that we want, and I kind of look at it as like we're all each other's Pokemon. We want to help each other evolve.
Get in the ball.
That's right. Well, besides the getting in the ball part, we want to evolve and help each other, and through our friendship and through our journey and through meeting challenges in the world, we become better people,
Right.
and we become better Pokemon. Yes, yeah. Oh, she's got the Pokeball right here.
Yes.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
I'm Angelica Villanueva from Manila.
Hi, Angelica.
This question is for Miss Veronica. Being the voice behind Ash's character, Do you find any similarities between you and Ash character? Like, no.
I think, before I played Ash, I think I took for granted the power of positivity and the power of friendship and how important it is to help each other along. And I just didn't track it. But stepping into his sneakers and for the hours that I played each week as Ash, it really made me realize how important all of that was. I was pregnant with my daughter the whole first season that I played Ash. So when that season was over, I played Ash and his mom. And at the end of that season, I was a mom and still Ash. So all of this, there are so many things that I learned from the show and from playing Ash that have continued to reverberate in my life to this day, actually.
Thank you so much.
Oh. Oh, okay.
She's holding a Pokeball.
Great outfit there. Oh.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
I got
She
so
broke her
amazing.
Pokeball. Yeah, you look
Thank you
fabulous.
so much. I'm a Bulbasaur.
I can see.
Yeah.
Bulbasaur, I choose you. You can
Sorry,
see.
Bulbasaur.
Wow. This is really crazy.
Bulbasaur.
Okay, so hi, I'm Karen Sakinway. I'm asking on behalf of my friends from Team Picheng. So, I was wondering, what was your most memorable fan interaction? This is for Veronica and Jason, like throughout the years.
One really great thing that I was just mentioning is I have had the opportunity to meet kids when they were actually 10 and see them now all these years later with their own children. And that has been incredible. The fact that we've all kind of grown up together and that Pokemon is something that's important enough for someone to want to share it with their children has been pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing. The impact that Pokemon has had on people has made them really emotional when they hear the song again. And I had an interaction with a gentleman who said he broke down in tears and had to leave the room because he couldn't handle the emotion that was coming back. He had had a brother who he grew up with Pokemon who had passed. And so the song just released this experience that he had had with his brother. And he came up to me afterwards, he said, you started singing and I just had this cathartic breakdown and I had to leave the room. So I didn't hear the song, but I had to tell you about it because he wanted to confess and just share that monumental experience that he had had through his childhood. It was amazing. I have this happen quite often. The comments we'll tell about some girl who was in a coma and she heard the song playing in the hospital room and it woke her up out of the coma. And it was the first, and because she had grown, it was like there's the power of music cannot be underestimated. There's quite a few stories like that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You guys really made my chance.
You're very welcome.
Can I just hear you call Bulbasaur again?
Hey, Bulbasaur, use Flying Whip!
Sorry, Bulbasaur.
Oh, you're the best, Bulbasaur.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Jessica. I'm writing for Raptor. This is addressed to everyone. I just want to know, what do you think? What is it in Pokemon that makes it so iconic, given how it transcends borderlines? I mean, we're in the Philippines right now.
It's the theme song. No, I think it is the lyrics of the theme song that are the 10 commandments of Pokemon. It's almost as if these are the ideas that encompass the whole show and Ash's journey, and we all want to be the best ourselves, the best individuals, like no one, and no one here is really like anybody else. We're all especially unique. And like I said, we want to catch our friends and make them better and travel across the world searching far and wide to understand the power that's inside, yeah. And that power is an individual power that we all have. And I think that is the entire underlying message of the show and the entire ecosystem. And though there are great products and there are great events and there are great TV shows and there's great music, the message is what brings everybody together. And that's what we're here to share and to experience.
Sure. And again, for me as a fan, I still don't believe we're here. I keep thinking that this is just a dream, and I'm meeting Jason, Veronica for the first time. And when I met both of them online, I feel like, am I talking to the TV? That's how it feels like. And for most of us fans, we never get to interact with them because you guys are always traveling. You are all the way in the U.S. I lived in the U.S. 2 years ago in New York, and even then I couldn't catch you. So on behalf of the country, really, we think that English is not our first language, you see. But when we grew up to watch Pokemon, we watched you guys as we grew older, and we never had our own dub for a certain number of years. So it really latched itself. So people remember coming back home. I was playing soccer, and then I come back home, and then I take a shower, and then before bed, and the TV show comes on. And it's the only show that you want to keep on watching the opening till the end, all the way till the end. And I love that part, the end of the TV, the end of the show, where the commentators is like, but to be continued. There's always a to be continued, and there's going to be something else.
Yeah.
And it's that journey, and we hope that through our events and through the interactions with the fans, we want to work together to have our own interpretation in our own way. And this is why POKEVERSE Choose Your Journey was born. So, everybody has a story. We want to hear your stories. We want to, find out which Charizard did you lose, or especially now that they're here, which item are you gonna plan to sign? And I'm still deciding what item I should get signed.
Why choose just one?
Oh my god. Well, I've got a 888 PSA Charizard
Yeah.
Big boys.
I just wanted to say too that I think Pokemon allows all of us in so many different ways. For some kids, they want to memorize, so you can memorize everything about all of the Pokemon. You can go outside in your backyard and play it. You can, when everybody was watching it at the same time, you could talk about it at school. You could bring your cards to school. There's so many ways to connect, to make friends through Pokemon, and I think that continues on into our adulthood, and then to the kids that we have and that we know. And then there's so many kids that watched it at their grandparents' house. So there's generations that were involved and that just have an understanding of it. Ultimately, Pokemon is the community, and the community has made Pokemon what it is. And that's from back in 1996 in Japan, 98 when we started working on it, until today. So there's something for all of us.
Yeah.
I'm Ash from Manila. I would just like to ask the both of you, and maybe even Kurt, how did Pokemon change, if any, in any way, the trajectory of your lives?
Do you want to start first? How did it change the trajectory of our lives?
Well, for me, it was always a big part. A lot of the times when I was doing business, it was literally like, there's a lot of lessons I learned from Pokemon. I'll give you a couple of examples. The first one is to collect things. Finding out which one's valuable, maybe the price. I've even met kids who learn how to hustle. It's like, I'll give you this, this Pokemon for this price, but if I add this card at this price, I'll give you a discount. I was like, whoa. I'm like, way older than you, and you're doing a business deal via cards. So I learned that too when I was younger, and it's the art of the trade. And then on top of that too, I still listen to the songs. I still watch a little bit of an episode. I still love how when I go to YouTube and I'm looking for something fun to watch, I watch Veronica Taylor's rendition for Ash, and every time she roasts Misty on the show. And of course, the rest of the cast and crew of the first few seasons, it really touched my heart that it's beyond the IP. There are kids. Even when I was interacting with the kids at Make-A-Wish Foundation a few weeks ago, we gave out I think 10,000, 20,000 pesos worth of Pokemon plushies to the kids, and they still know the characters. They still know the lyrics to the Pokemon song, and I'm like, it's what, 28 years and you still know all of these things? They know the lyrics, they know the voice, they know the characters. So yeah, I think it's really changed my life and a lot for others, and it inspires me to build something that can maybe inspire others too.
I think that's so nicely put. I think that's one of the main things that how Pokemon has affected my life, is that it's allowed me to travel and meet so many people who are fans of the show. I work on so many different things, but Pokemon is the one project that everyone knows, and that it allows us to immediately start speaking and become friends because we love Pokemon. It's been an amazing journey, the 8 years that I was on the show, to have something that I knew a character so inside and out. And that for an actor, people always say, oh, you're an actor, what are you working on? And to say, well, Pokemon, Ninja Turtles, Pokemon, oh, I know what that is, So that's been pretty great to have something. I mean, it's egotistical to say, but something that's recognized by people, so it gives me some validity as an actor.
Yeah, it's really amazing. My life wasn't changed until 2016 when all of the Pokemon kids came of age. But what it really has changed is putting me in these environments with people who are there because they love to be there, because they are creating out of love. I don't work with the Pokemon Corporation officially. I work with other people that are creating events that are because of their love of Pokemon. So when I go into a Comic-Con or an event, everybody there is there because they love Pokemon. It's not because they're there to make money or they're there to try a new product. They're there to share their enthusiasm. So it takes it's a whole different, a whole new world of adventure, a whole new reality that is not based on work. It's based on love. And that love has created all of the amazing things that we get to experience in these events, like what Kirk has created in POKEVERSE.
Amazing.
And I'm sure all the people that come are going to share what they have created in their Pokemon world, in their own personal POKEVERSE. What a great name. Because we all have our own POKEVERSE that we are creating, and they're all coming together in POKEVERSE here in the Philippines. And everyone is going to be changed by it, as we are from coming to this incredible country for the first time. So, thank you, Kirk.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you, guys. And for the fans out there, this is an event for you. If there's a kid inside of you, we're all working adults now. We're not 10 years old, 8 years old, 5 years old. We're 20 plus years later. We're all looking for that route to become a kid again. So we formulated this event where why not be a kid? Maybe if you have a kid, with your kid. So, and on top of that as well, I'm very, very blessed with the people who work with us behind the scenes. We have had advisors as well to help make sure that the event is aligned with Pokemon. and also to at least capture that essence and energy, because it's not about the characters. Most when people think of Pokemon, they think of the little characters that you see, but it's more than that. It's the people, it's the stories, it's the little items that you see that you remember, and yeah, for me it was a connection as well for my family. And it's like one of the first gifts. I think I mentioned it to one of the interviews that we had to share a Game Boy. And I'm sure most of us had that same feeling the first time you had the Pokemon Red, Yellow, or Blue. And then you play that game, and then you remember the pixelated 8-bit, you know. So we have those experiences at Pokeverse, so we have an area for that to experience the OGs, the collectibles as well with our own Pokeverse Museum, and a lot of themed foods that are Pokemon as well. We have items that are from the original partners, distributors, and licensors. So again, it's a formulation that's probably never been tried. That's why it's a very unique event, and we hope that you all could support us and get to, maybe we can build it up to something more, because it's not about the event. It's about, as Jason put it, it's a universe. It's a community. It's like a universe, a multiverse. Wrong IP, but
Yeah.
in one area.
Hi, I'm Christine Andraya from the Manila Times. I would like to ask Miss Veronica and Mr. Jason, when you first got into doing work for Pokemon, did you think that it will be the cultural icon it is now today? And what do you think propelled it to be this much beloved by the whole world? And for Mr. Kurt, I would like to know more about Pokeverse. If you could give a brief, so what people and fans can look forward to it. Thank you.
I would have to say, when I auditioned for the show, they said it's going to be on TV, and we all said, oh, sure, whatever. And it actually did come on TV, 6 a.m. and then 6:30, and then it kept going, and people apparently were watching it, so we kept going with the first season. In that time, and in the 8 years I worked on it, never did it occur to me that we would still be talking about it now. I think we never even knew at the end of each season if it would be renewed. So there was never a feeling of like we've got a hit on our hands. We just kind of just kept working along with it. So I had no idea. And I do think the only reason that it's gone on this long is because people have taken it and run with it. Pokemon allows you to key into your creativity and imagination in a way that very few other shows and projects do. And it just ignites something in people's hearts, and that, I don't know, they take that with them. Whether it's about helping your friends or creating a story or a drawing, you find your way through Pokemon, and that's what I think there's so much great work in the show and the games and all of that, but I think it's what people make of it that has allowed it to become the big thing it is today.
Yeah, I think also that was a time when Pokemon came out, it was the end of sort of a centralization of media. Now we have all of the different platforms that deliver, and the nostalgia that we experience for something back then is very unique. And we all sort of want that nostalgia. So we're holding on to things and re-experiencing these things from our childhoods. The things that are happening now might very, very rarely occur in 20 years because it wasn't 3 channels. It was one way to see things back in the day. So it's just the last of the great nostalgia, and it's going to keep going because of that, I think.
As for me, the Pokeverse, the way we designed it is, we're positioning it as the premium Pokemon-themed expo. And what we mean by this is, firstly, we're working with official licensed distributors, partners, and also working with individuals who have worked with Pokemon in some capacity in order to position the event in a way where it's in line with the IP. So we want to make sure that every fan has their own journey when it comes to the Pokeverse, and it started with the map. So when I designed the map, I tried to make sure that every area is its own theme. So in POKEVERSE, you'll find that we have our own cities, we have our own towns. So when you enter that space, you have a different experience. So we have like an area called Maritime City. This is for like your shopping and anything that you can have in the city. We have the Meter Town, which is for Pokemon themed foods. We have I believe Victory Road for all the competitors out there for VGC video games, TCG and the trading card games, and working with the hobby shops to launch that. We have cosplay events in the main Pika stage as well, so for the cosplayers out there, there's something for you. And of course the fan area, so once you end your journey or you culminate all of that experiences, you can then come and meet Jason and Veronica to have your favorite items signed. So really, it's a one-way circle of again, it's an expo where you can choose your own journey. You can have your own story. You know, if you like food, there's something for you. If you like cosplay, there's something for you. And if you're a parent just bringing in your kid, then there's something for you. And for the 3-day event, also to describe it, we themed it as well. So on Friday, tomorrow, the theme is about collectability and nostalgia. So that's what the theme for Friday. For Saturday, it's about competition and passion. So we will have the TCG, VGC, and cosplay tournaments on the Saturday to begin with. And the Sunday is for champions, family, and well, basically to wrap everything for a closure. So Sunday's more family oriented with Make-A-Wish Foundation, exhibition matches for the hobby shops, as well as the finals for the winners of the day before. So every day has something different. And of course, to spice things up, we have interviews daily with Veronica and Jason. We have maybe some concerts as well, because JP loves his.
We gotta sing.
And of course with Veronica as well, with her iconic voice. And we want to learn as well, Veronica, how to do some voice acting maybe.
Alright.
And of course, I'm very thankful for the organizers of the event. Of course, Mommy, thank you, Mommy. for trying to, for believing not just me in the idea, and
Of course, and to the rest of the POKEVERSE team behind the scenes who's working day and night for many weeks. At this stage, this is the very first time we've done this. It's only been done and created in the last 3 months. So, we're doing our best. Like what I said, as a mother, this Pokemon has brought a lot of very good nostalgic memories to my children and to the children of many mothers around the world. So bringing our guests, Veronica and Jason, is very monumental. So please come and join us on May 31 to June 2 at SM Megatrade Hall. I believe you can still get your tickets at pokeverse.ph. You can also come into the SM Megatrade Hall. I think it's on the 5th floor. You can get your tickets at the door as well. At this stage, I would like to say thank you so much to our partners, of course, Philippine Airlines. We have the Smart, we have PLDT providing an excellent connectivity during some tournaments or some games at the time. We have Toy Kingdom, Serenity, Minnesota, Union Bank, Sovos Love, Free Ketchum Live, Do It Yourself Bakery, Ogawa, of course. If you stay on, there is gonna be a 10,000 pesos worth of electronic voucher to be raffled. I think there's some 20 Minnesota tokens. And of course, Make-A-Wish Foundation is our beneficiary for this event. Am I missing anyone? Of course, the partners have Stadium, Arkans, CBRC TV. We have also the Union Bank. And anyone that I missed?
Haloscope,
of course, the metaverse behind the
well,
POKEVERSE.
we're developing a new type of social media as well. So that's the other thing I do. We've actually, me and the team, together with my business partner Elle, we created these POKEVERSE cards, in honor of Veronica and Jason. And behind it, if you scan the QR code, a 3D model augmented reality version of themselves comes out. So
And it tells you a message.
it tells you a secret message. So we're still checking at the.
I am your sister.
Can you sing that in Ash's voice, please?
Actually, I've never watched Star Wars. Just want to let you know, there's no Star Wars in Pallet Town.
But Ash, I thought you didn't know your dad too.
Oh wow. Worlds collide.
I thought it was Mr. Mime.
Thank you, everyone. If you still have some questions, while we are still entertaining the questions.
Just one question.
Yes.
Yes.
One question. Sorry, this is for Jason. Can we hear the song, just a few lines for us?
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. The cat stem is my real test. The train them is my cause. I will travel to Manila, searching far and wide. These Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon.